Alright, buckle up because I have a lot to say on this video and it is very unscripted. I have no idea where this is going. I just know what I need to say and I'm hoping it's going to come across. This is also going to get a lot of people mad because this is going to trigger people, but at the end of the day I'm a coach, so my role here is to tell you the truth, not necessarily what you'd like to hear, not necessarily sugarcoat thing, because if I want you to get to your goals I need to be very honest and to open your eyes to what could be a problem. Okay, so first of all, I really want to say that the only thing I hate about being a woman in this industry as a coach is that I cannot tell you a bit more aggressively like I would tell myself and like I told myself when I was at my heaviest, which is it's your fucking fault if you're fat. Stop whining, stop acting like a victim because you got yourself into this situation. And the good thing about that is you actually get to have control over whether or not you're getting out of it. And obviously moved my ass after a while of complaining and whining and oh, why is this happening to me? What have I done? Why me? Then I just realized, no, it was the best lesson that could ever happen to you for so many reasons. And I get why some people are gonna be like, why the fuck would you say that? The thing that I hate about being a woman in this industry is that I can't tell you this. And I remember like at the very beginning, I had my business mentors tell me, okay, so as a woman, people are not gonna like you if you tell them that it's their fault. You have to be more feminine in your approach and more, it's not your fault if this happened to you. And I did make a video saying that and I hated every second. Like I mean it in the sense that today's society is really not meant to help you be healthy. But on the other hand, at the end of the day, you have control over whether or not you are putting the fork down, right? I get this like mothering feeling, but I really can't have that. I have brothers, okay? So my response to whatever happens to me is, oh, scaly shoes, too bad, get up and get the work done. So that's literally how I've been raised. And that's literally how I approach everything in life, whether it's my business as a coach or whether it's, you know, it was fitness. The first thing was, how can you make changes instead of whining and pretending like you're a victim in this when clearly you knew. When I was eating and not working out, I very much was aware of what I was doing. I knew where it was leading me because I could see the weight gain, right? And the good thing about that is you get to take control. Just like you had control over your weight gain, you have control over your fat loss as well, okay? You can decide how much you're gonna work out. You can decide how much you're gonna eat and the quality of your diet. And you're gonna decide how much are you gonna sleep and are you gonna invest in yourself? Are you gonna invest in supplements? Are you gonna invest in a coach who is going to tell you exactly what you should be doing? But I got so frustrated by the fact that I couldn't say that. I couldn't say it's your fault. It is. It absolutely 100% is. Okay, don't get me wrong, I get that some people are on medication and stuff happened that made them gain the weight. But for most of us, when we got fat, it was very much us deciding I'm not going to be disciplined enough to put the fork down and exercise. For most of us, do not lie. Look at yourself honestly in the mirror and just, you have to first acknowledge that you have control not only over your weight gain but also over the fat loss. The moment you realize, hold on, I had control over there, even if I didn't feel like having the control, it was still me choosing to eat and all of that, right? And the moment you realize you had control over your weight gain, the faster you'll be able to control what you're doing right now to lose the fat. I'm not gonna rant for very long because I don't think this video is gonna do well anyways. But this is really something that I wanted to get out there. I was really frustrated for the longest time that I couldn't say, that I had to mother people and say, it's not your fault if it happened to you. You were misleaded. Because when you take the control away, it feels like even the fat loss and where you are right now is not in your control either, when it 100% is. As long as you have the input in control, speaking about the workouts, the nutrition, the protein, the sleep and so on, you have so much better control over the output as well. And you can't, like, there is this cognitive dissonance of thinking that if you can't control the weight gain, you can't control the fat loss. That's the other way around. You control both. but you have to realize, okay, maybe I did fuck up. And that's fine, you know, that's how you learn. As I said, best thing to happen to me was gaining the weight, because otherwise I would have always been that normal weight person who was kind of skinny fat. And gaining the weight and learning what discipline means and learning what consistency and learning, you know, how to show up at the gym and learning how to eat and how to properly fuel my body and how to finally get control. The fact that I gained control over that specific aspect, which was my body, when I saw that I could change this specific matter, and I also mean matter as like stuff, the fact that I could change that and see in my clothes and see in my confidence and see in my energy that I had, like, whatever I was doing had an impact on that. Like, this is the law of cause and effect. When I saw that it had an effect, it was a game changer in all other areas of my life, whether it was in my studies, you know, getting that personal training diploma, whether it was like at work when I was a waitress and doing everything else for that guy, even in relationship, or how I showed up in my family, you know, being the big sister, I decided to step up and so on. And all of that just because I realized that I had control over what I did with my body, that I had control over this specific matter. I could also have control over everything else. And that completely changed the game, but I had to first acknowledge that it was my fault that I gained the weight and that the situation I was in was my fault. It was all on me. I could say, oh my god, why me? This happened and that and this guy and this specific situation and this disease, because all of that happened to me too. I had very terrible years as well, very terrible like stuff happened to me, and I could be in a very different place than I am right now. I'm not, because I decided, you know what? I'm gonna give myself 5 minutes, 10 minutes to complain and whine and, you know, cry about it. But then I'm gonna get back up and actually show up and do the work and realize that this is all my fault. But if this is all my fault, my success is also my fault. Okay, so that meant that I was responsible for both the success and the failures, and taking responsibility and accountability for that is a game changer that I feel like a lot of women don't get conveyed as much as they should compared to the men. Like on Instagram, I used to follow a lot of guys because they were more direct, more move your ass and do stuff than women. And I kind of wish that I had that woman role model of, no, it's your fault, get up and do the work. So maybe that's what I'm gonna end up doing now, because it's more who I am. And I feel like the women I've been working with so far, you know, I've had transformation like that happened within my program. I feel like this is more women who are ready to take accountability and ready to say, yeah, you know what, it is my fault, but it's also in my control. And that completely changed the game in how they showed up. So yeah, maybe from now on I'm gonna be a bit more direct, I'm gonna be a bit more myself, especially on Instagram, where I tend to not hide that message, but at least try not to convey it too much, even though this is what I mean, because I would get hate immediately. The moment I would say, oh, you actually do have the time, I would get so many women say, well, I'm a solo mom and I have 2 jobs and I have this and I have that. Like, okay, I have in my client base now, I have a mom of 3, I have a solo mom who's working for herself. Like, you know, I have very busy people in my program who are getting amazing results. And at the end of the day, it's a question of priority and asking yourself, is it really not in my control? Or am I just trying not to see it because it's easier to whine and cry about it than actually be uncomfortable for a while and do the work? And on these wise words, thank you so much for watching. If you're looking to lose 20+ pounds within the next 90 days without starving yourself, spending hours on a treadmill or cooking, without saying goodbye to a favorite food, and of course, without gaining the weight back right after, highly suggest you book a call down below with me. During this call, we'll talk if and how I can help you, and if I can help you, I will 100% do my best to help you get the transformation of your dream and help you get to your full potential. I've done it myself, I'm doing it with clients, so why not you? And yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. Thank you so much for listening to my rant. Thank you so much again for watching. You know, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.